The next guest is a reality star, presenter, footballer, entrepreneur, and he can now add published author to that list.
Yeah, there it is. Mark Wright is releasing his very first book, Get Fit, Get Healthy, Get Happy, which aims to help you overhaul your lifestyle. And he joins us now to tell us all about it. It's so nice to see you.
So nice to see. This feels good, doesn't it?
It does feel good, I know.
So for no more Zooms.
No, it really does.
Yeah.
It really does. But actually, we can't, you know, Zooms and Instagram and lockdown sort of was the inspiration for this book a little bit.
To be fair, it's probably why that book's made, actually. That's a good point, yeah. So it was back last year in lockdown, and I was just feeling very demotivated, and I couldn't... Normally, I train every day, and I'm lucky enough to have a gym at home, and I wasn't using it, like 2-3 weeks. So I booked a live workout on Instagram and said, like, everyone get involved. So it made me get up and do it.
Right.
I did it, everybody got involved, and I just kept doing it. And then it became like 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and I got people involved. And then it just all sort of grew from there. And then when we were coming out of lockdown, all of the people that were doing it were like, Mark, what are we going to do? Like, if you leave us, you've taught us how to train. So then that's when it turned into more of a kind of business, because if I'm away and I can't be on Instagram Live every day, they can do it by the book or via my app.
Yeah.
Well, it has. I mean, I had a look through, and it's got the usual sort of recipes that you see in these sort of books. But at the same time, you go to the back, and then you've got your training in there as well. And this you say for you is you know, it's your story, the way you want to do it.
Yeah, because I think there's so many different ways. I remember when I got into training, it took 2 or 3 years before I found what I love. Because you ask somebody in the gym, how do I grow this muscle? And he'll tell you something, then the next person will tell you something else. And I think until you find what works for you and what you enjoy, really, because training's meant to be enjoyable, because when it's not, you know, for me, there's no point doing it. And that works for me. So I said, instead of me trying to tell you what works for you, just follow what I do. And, you know, trust it. I've trusted it for 15 years. It's how I train every day. I've done it this morning and makes me feel great, both physically and mentally. So put it into a book.
But it's the motivation is the tricky bit. And you've got this kind of thing that you do, and you call it the 3-second count. Yeah. And that's sort of your catalyst to get up and go, how does that work? Yeah,
I mean, you've got to want to do it. So I just, if I'm sat on the sofa, because I always delay training, you know, one of those, if you get to the car park of the gym, you sit in the car and you can't be bothered to get out, or if you're at home and you're about to do a workout, you're like, oh, I'll have a cup of tea first and I'll sit down. You've just got to do it and know how you're going to feel after. Nobody enjoys training that much. For that 30, 40 minutes, it's not that fun. But the feeling after is the best feeling in the world. So you just, instead, I just count to 3. I just sit on the sofa. It's the most simple tactic in the world. And I'm like, right, no tea, no coffee. 3, 2, 1,
go.
Up. Gym kit on, get it done. And then as soon as you start, you're glad you've started.
Yeah, so fair enough.
Have you always been, you know, sort of safety, health conscious as far as, you know, sort of your personal head safety and your body, you know, body physique and stuff?
Yeah, I think I used to do it because I had to do it, because I played football from the age of 6 or 7. I was playing for West Ham at 7. So it's all I knew. So I was keeping fit because I used to play football. I never really did it because I did choose, but I didn't do it for the fitness. I did it for the football. And then when I quit football, like 21, 22, I felt, you know, I started going the other way, and I'd never trained myself. I was always taught by a football coach or whatever. And I had to get it into myself. And whenever I've not been in that zone of training, yeah, as you mentioned, the mind, mentally, I don't feel, you know, my 100%. I don't suffer from any kind of mental health issues, and I'll say that now because I know there are people that do, but we all have those moments. And when I have one of those moments, if I train, it makes me feel amazing. So if I can encourage anybody to just get on a journey, and there's so many people that have been on our journey on our app and through my Instagram who never trained before. And I spoke to this 60-year-old lady who works at a care home during lockdown. It was about midnight, and she came on my Instagram Live. I was doing one. And she said to me, you know, how amazing it makes her. I was wondering what that noise was. It's me boxing.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? Is there a train right happening in here? But just to see people like her.
Is that you and is that Tyson?
That's Tyson Fury.
So, because you had Tyson Fury, you had Mo Farah, and I know that from being a kid, like your dad was a professional footballer as well, so there was quite a lot of competition within the family with you and the brothers. But when you've got someone like, look at you boxing with Tyson Fury, like there must be some pressure there, because those are fit guys. Mo Farah is like ridiculously fit.
It was pressure, because when I'm working out, I don't want them to find it too easy. I want them to struggle a little bit, but then to make them struggle, I've got to struggle because I'm doing it with them. So it was challenging, but after that, Tyson said it was a really hard workout and he found it, you know, challenging. So it was, that was an amazing moment, though. Through lockdown for me, that.
Holly mentioned the competitive family. You said that yourself as well. So how competitive are your family, were your family?
Yeah, a little bit too much, to be honest. Like, we are so competitive. When the cousins, when we go away in numbers, our family, and when we do, there's swimming races from day one and running races on the beach. And, yeah, every time we go on holiday, that's what happens.
Didn't you interrupt a wedding?
Oh, yeah, that was in Jamaica last year. So we went away, and it was my sister brought her fiancé for the first time. My wife was there, and our family were there, and we were doing volleyball every day, and it was getting so competitive. And my sister's fiancé, Will, was not very competitive. And after day one, he was diving around. He had sand over him, grazing, because he didn't want to lose to me because I'm such a wind-up. And on the last day, our team had won quite a lot. It was me, my mum, my dad, and Michelle versus those four every day. And on the last day, I said, let's do a kayak race. There was kayaks on the beach. We go to a resort called Sandals, and we love it. There's so much activity you can do. And my family were like, Mark, you've won the volleyball. Let's just leave it. No more competition, no more arguments. Just leave it. I said, please, just do one kayak race. So we looked at a, you know, the altar that's out on a jetty.
Yeah.
I said, right, you have to kayak to the altar, tap your oar on it, turn around, come back. When we were going, you know, no thought in that there could be a wedding going on at that moment. And I hope the bosses of the Sandals aren't watching this right now, so I'll probably be banned. So we were literally tearing towards it. You've got to touch it. And as my sister whacked the altar, you just looked through the window and you saw this couple getting married.
Oh, no!
So then it was a race just to get away from them. But they found it funny. We saw them after, and I don't think we ruined it. Well, they said they didn't. So they still got married.
If you are... so now we've got the measure of the fitness. There must have been times in your life where it's quite difficult. So if you think of, you know, Towie, the lifestyle that was, you know, instantly, suddenly well-known, parties, fast food, you know, that sort of thing. That can't have been easy to keep
and I
picturing
swapped I was a semi-pro footballer by then, so it was kind of petering out, and I swapped that. I was still kind of playing whilst Towie was going on, so it was like a crossover for 2 or 3 months. So I quit football, started Towie and stuff, partying, as you say, and I used to DJ in clubs and stuff. And I did quickly put on weight. And if you look at pictures from me from 10, 11 years ago, I was a little bit more plump in the face. I'm not going to say I was overweight, but definitely not as in shape as I am now. And that was that period when I was like, right, I need to get fit myself. I no longer have a football coach telling me what to do. And then that's when our fitness journey properly started. But it took a year or two of transition from being a party boy to that.
And now you've hung up your football boots for good.
Yeah,
you've
that's
actually
it
retired.
now.
But what a way to end. I mean, that's quite the story, isn't it? To sort of play when you're younger and then finally get a chance to go back. And it was Crawley Town, wasn't it, last year?
It was Crawley, yeah. I just felt like it wasn't over, because the TV stuff came in, and every time I watch my brother, I'm always like, could have I done this more? Could have I done it? And I play in Soccer Aid every year, obviously, and I just love playing football. So I gave it one last chance, but I can't again. I mean, I was out the house in the morning, training, coming home at 2, doing my radio show for Heart at night. It was just like out the house all day and night, and I'm knackered. But it's good. It's good. I'm glad I did it.
What about Josh?
Josh is there. He's got another year or 2 on his contract. So, and that was an amazing moment playing with my brother, and now he's my business partner. So it's all working out well.
Well, this is the
book. You.
Get fit, get healthy, get happy. And thank you very much indeed. It's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too, as always. Thank you.